Good morning, Pulsicans and Hexicans. How are we feeling today? What's going on out there, guys? Happy Friday to you. Make sure that we're going to go out and touch some grass this weekend. Guys, did you catch yesterday's show? Holy crap, that was fire. I mean, if you guys didn't watch the show from yesterday, go back and watch that. Sergey, who the author of the Unplugged book I just read, was phenomenal, man. And that show was phenomenal. If you guys go back and watch, if you haven't seen it, and if not, perfectly fine too. But we are going to be working on Huachuca Hex Awakening event in Peru. To help them out, set something up for this Peru trip, and I think it would be awesome if we got a bunch of Hexicans and Pulsicans out there to go on this. If you're interested, obviously DM me. We're still figuring out all the details, and yeah, I think it would be a great thing for our community. But guys, this is the DeFi Crypto Alliance show. Well, we're doing our best to bring and bridge that gap of our real estate investors and our crypto communities, and kind of bring these asset classes together where we're using cryptocurrency as a wealth creation tool and using real estate as a wealth preservation tool, and change the trajectory of our lives. Escape velocity, which was the big subject yesterday that we talked about for a long time. And it's massively important because that's when you can follow your true passion, your true vision, the dreams that have been put in front of you, in you, by God, to go out there and conquer those dreams. You need escape velocity. You're going to do that is obviously with wealth creation. So crypto is a good tool for that aspect, and that's why we are here. And guys, today is Open Mic Friday, so I am going to drop the link in the chat, and while you guys are piling in, come one, come all. We could talk about anything you would like. And while you guys are piling in, we're going to visit the secret chart to make sure we're not scammed yet. There is the link. And let's present here and see the secret chart. Share screen. Boom. What we got here? And looking pretty good to me. It was kind of, you see how slow it moves, and it's going back and forth. Come on, stop. It looks like it's going back to sideways, trending up a little bit, and it's not going to cooperate for me, guys. So I'm going to keep this here. All right. Well, you guys get the gist. It's moving up to the right slightly and sideways. Yesterday or 2 days ago, it was shooting up there to the right a lot more. And it's great, man. We just know that we're in the right place at the right time. You know, I really feel like God has put me here, you know, for me, my family, our family lineage, and all you guys, to bring you guys along this journey and bring all those real estate guys that we've onboarded, over 240 now in the community that we've brought in. And we should have a lot more. We bring in about 5 to 15 a month. So it's been awesome. And right now is the time to onboard, guys. Like I've been screaming that for the last 2 weeks. Like, this is the time to talk to your friends, talk to your barber. I mean, don't wait for him to tell you about crypto, because that's when it's the top. Tell him, get him in now, change his life, right? That's the way to do it. Don't wait for when we're at the top of the cycle and then start shilling this stuff. Or even up a 2, 3, 5x. Do it now. Go out there now and do it, man. And scream the top of your lungs. And let's get on, man. So what else? We got Randy Hilarski's event coming up. If you guys are part of No Permissions, I'll be out there. I'm speaking at that event. That should be really good. And just to check out Panama. Man, I love this. This international travel is really cool. So Panama, January, Peru in March. This is awesome. So yeah, I'll be out there, guys. If you want to come out there and network, I think he's already got 50, 80 people already signed up. And I'm all about it. I've never been to Panama. I've been to Costa Rica, but this is a little further down. I get to, we'll see the Panama Canal, maybe go out on the ocean. This is going to be good times, guys. A lot of relationships will be formed, and that's why I'm going. I was going to go to the Richard Hart court case. Obviously, you guys know, being that they moved it to Halloween, I got to be here for my family and trick or treating. We've got costumes and everything. I mean, I got to do what I got to do with that. And so it'll be, but let's go to the chat and see who's here today. We got Mr. Red Squirrel, always number one, almost always, but good job today. Someone stole your spot the other day, man. I couldn't believe it. Like, damn, bro. Straight stole Red Squirrel's spot. Ruth, hey, y'all. How are you doing, Ruth? The Beached Well. How are we doing, man? What's going on? What's a good word? What is a good word? Andrew Garrett. Hey, yo. What up, my man? And absolutely, man, this would be it's not going to be for everybody, right? Like, this event would be for people who are looking to expand spiritually and have awakenings. We talked about it yesterday about my me going sober off of drugs and alcohol, and obviously mushrooms was a big part of that. It wasn't the reason why I went sober. It just helped me awaken and realize why I was doing what I was doing. I was already, learning to self-love myself for years up to that point. Improve spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, and then it was a breaking point almost, and then to the good side, right? It broke out to the good side, and that's what Peru can be for a lot of you guys if you want to come out there, and if you're looking for some more self-discovery, some more awakening, and to bond with your fellow brother Hexakins and Pulsakins and sisters, that would be great. And so that's why I'm gonna set this up. It's gonna be a good time, man. Andrew, love to have you along. Let me know. Just DM me and Twitter if you're coming, and I'll get all the logistics set up. We're thinking about doing like 2 weeks, March 1st to the 15th. And we'll have him back on to discuss the details a little bit more in depth. I think it'd be good. So, all right, all in on 7G, man. I love 7G, bro. I love 777. That's my bro over there, beating the drum hard, screaming at the top of his lung. I'm invested in 7G because of it, man. He's great. Got great community, man. That's what we look for, right? It's community. That's one of the biggest things we're gonna look for. We're looking for new coins to invest in. So I love it, man. Too many dumpers on Pulse Core. Sad, still holding. It's still holding, man. I need a little bit today, but it's not like it's horrible. We're holding these levels. I mean, if we dump down a little bit, remember we pumped. After every pump comes a dump. Thank you for all you do for DeFi. Chris, I appreciate that, man. I do. Stay strong. We're going to see crazy gains. I agree, man. And all this stuff, right? Like, I know for me, this is never financial advice. Let me disclose that on the show. This is not financial advice. I'm a dude in the internet who speculates on his own money, and this is for entertainment purposes only. And everyone who comes up and talks even on the stage is also not financial advisors. We're kind of one who I bring on once in a while. We're going to have him come again and talk about the trust. But in general, we're not financial advisors, and we can't tell you what to do with your money. So, Crypto Dave, how we doing? And Andrew, get Sami to Peru, be hard to refuse. Yeah, man, I don't think he wants to go anywhere and meet any community members. I don't. We can't even get him on stream, right? We can't even do lives with them. I don't think he wants. That's why everyone thought he was AI for the longest time, and I just don't think you're gonna get him in person anymore. Now, like other people, yeah, like Crypto Coffee, Crypto 7 even, but Crypto 7 is far. Those people, I can see them going to events, and I see Crypto Coffee all the time. Like he lives here in Puerto Rico, and so see, man. Yeah, he's staying focused. I get it, man. I think, man, if you meet Sami at an event, that's the top of the market. You better freak out. Sell all your shit. Once you meet Sami in person, it's over. That is the top. You have reached the top. But guys, let's bring up stage. What's going on, bro, man? How you doing? Thanks for joining in.
Hey, good. Can you hear me okay?
We can, my man. It sounds great.
Yeah, thanks. I liked. I haven't finished watching yesterday's show, but I think it's great.
There was a lot to
Yeah.
unpack.
Yeah. And it's funny because I had DM'd you one time about having when you're, as the bull market ends and you're doing other things, I was like, have your own retreat center or something,
Yeah.
I just thinking out loud, but yeah, that'd be a cool event.
Yeah, I'm gonna schedule it and get 15 people, so it'll be easy to like round up 15 hexakins or pulsakins to come out from this. And yeah, man, we're starting to work on it. And we'll get all the details once we kind of get finalized. I'll have him on again in 2 weeks or so, roughly, give or take, depending on the everything. And then yeah, man, I mean, who wants to come? Great. If it's not gonna be everyone's thing, dude. Like, that's the thing. This is definitely not one. And so, yeah, but I think we definitely got 15 community members who would do it for sure. So, got Norbert.
Hey, hello guys. Hello Frank. Hey Corey.
What's up, man?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Yeah, good. Finally free. All for the weekend. Going to the gym.
Yeah, good, man. Health and wealth. Those are the two things we need.
Yeah. It's good to have some free time finally. But I'm telling you, it goes so quick, and most of our weekends are fairly similar with my missus. It's just the usual. On Saturdays, I wake up, I hit the gym. She sleep long. I wake up early as usual. I go to the gym. Do my things. Come back, we have lunch together. Then the afternoon is like a nappy. We both like, oh my god, finally some, no commitments or no things to attend or do things. Then in the evening we try to watch a movie. Most of the time she fall asleep after like 10 minutes. And then yeah, Sunday is like the usual. I cook something, go for a walk, enjoy a little free time. And then she needs to go home to her place, tidy up, get ready for next week, and that's it. Weekend is gone, man. So yeah, have to. I realized one thing. You always talk about this, Corey, that you have to be above average. You have to be the one in the family, to make it. And I realized that last time I went to, I lost quite a lot of money on trading. And then I went in the evening to play table tennis, and I got beaten quite badly by the usual guy. And I just looked at the guy and said, man, I realized what's wrong. And he said, what's wrong? I said, I'm bloody average, man. I'm average fit. I'm average good at table tennis. I've spent average time with trading. I invested average amount of money. That's why still things are not improving, as much as I was hoping, because I'm bloody average. I have to push myself. I realize I have to push myself much, much harder, like Luc Bamar talks about this. I know I bring up Luc quite often, but the way how he says things, it just resonates with me so much, and the message is so clear what he's saying. We have to outsmart, outwork, outdo everyone in life, because and especially yourself. You are the number one competitor. Because if you don't do it, then who's gonna do it for you?
Right. If you only want an average life, just do an average days of work, right? And keep doing that over and over and over again, and that's what you're gonna get back. And people don't understand that. If you want a great life, an amazing life, well, then you have to put great and amazing in, right? Like, take the, for example, it's a good because that's such an easy way to get to grasp the concept. If you go to the gym and you're just like getting on the treadmill for 20 minutes and you're kind of like, I don't know, 5 minutes on weights, you go home, you do that maybe 3 times a week. Yeah, you get an average health. You'll probably be okay. Nothing, crazy, but like, you're not gonna extend your life any longer. You're not gonna be the guy at the taking his shirt off, all ripped, doing that. Now, if you go to the gym and you're there an hour and you're hitting the weights hard for 45 minutes or maybe 40 minutes, and you need to go 20 minutes of cardio or something, and you're doing that 5 days a week and you're putting the work in, well, now over time, you're not going to have an average body. You're going to have a great body. You're not going to have average health, you'll probably have great health. And so it's all what you put in, man. It's the same with entrepreneurship, work, like your love life. Frank knows this. It's all over in his book. Like if you want a great relationship and great love life, well, guess what? You got to put the work into, and you got to give out for the love, right? You got to give love, and it can't be average unless you want an average marriage. Who wants a freaking just an average marriage? You want a freaking marriage that's freaking exciting, awesome, and a lot of fun, and that it, stays new all the time. But that's up to you. It's your responsibility to do that. And our money's the same way. And so, yeah.
Yeah, two things that you guys said is obviously in relationships, you have to go the extra mile as well as the other person, and every layer of the onion that you peel away for yourself allows the other person sitting next to you to peel away a layer for themselves as well. Like what is it going to reveal? And I say that for myself. I'm a personal growth and development spiritual junkie, and I've done all kinds of stuff. In fact, I would have done a psilocybin journey, but I didn't want to. I'm glad I didn't because of my heart, having my heart surgery. But I am really into experimenting with consciousness and all that kind of stuff. And I think also think about how much all of us have put in at the bottom of the bear market for the last. I mean, we've known each other for over 2 years, and I've known a lot of people in the community for 4 years. And think about how much effort and calculation and money and strategy we put in at the bottom of the bear market because we stuck around. And I know for myself that the little things that I've done during this time are going to be incredible results as when the bull market hits its peak. And so
I'll tell you, Frank, I want to stop right there because buying the bottom is not average.
True.
That's like you're not the other 95% of people who buy crypto, the retail, right? The average user, the average guy who comes in off a phone. That's not average. In fact, that made us sick to the stomach. Like, gross.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to throw up in the bottom. Sorry, I didn't mean to go ahead.
No, and that's a good point too. Is it's extraordinary to go through a bear market. I remember when the bull markets or the bear market started, and I shot a text to a friend of mine who'd been through a couple bear markets, and he's like, "It's going to get a lot worse." I was like, "Oh, wow, okay." And I was like, "Yeah, he was spot on. It was horrible." So, I didn't realize that it could go down 95% and then 99% on top of that 95%. But, again, you buy even $1,000, $100 at those levels can make a big difference if you're buying at those levels, dollar cost averaging. And, yeah, we'll only see the results as the bull market continues and depending on where it ends up. So.
Yep, I agree 100%, man. And that's why we're all here, is because when it comes to crypto, we're definitely not the average. DeFi alone, like the DeFi space as a whole, right? Like in comparison to everyone else, how everyone else does crypto, is far from average. And then we're taking the layers deeper and buying the bottoms here, and it's absolutely insane. So it's awesome.
Yeah, and we also didn't know where the bottom was, so we were continuing to buy the bottom. And you're like, man, and we're not going to know where the top is, but we know the top is going to have some type of range that we're, we can get in and out of, maybe from 80% on up. I don't know. I don't know where I'm coming up with that number, but Fast Abdul could tell us. But yeah, so it's. He looks like a
slow Ahmed. It's not Fast Abdul today. Slow Ahmed.
Hey, he's looking smart though with the bookcase behind him and the books. It means he's reading, right? He's reading a lot, and now his eyes hurt, so he's got sunglasses on. Is that right?
I think you're still on
muted.
mute.
So he's lost his voice somehow. You're still muted.
Before he comes back talking about average, my message to the entire Pushchain and Hex community, guys, now is our time. If we want to, it's like, Olympians, you have to push harder one more time to reach the final. If you look at like Crypto Banter, the Hex bubble is the biggest, the ink, Pushchain, and all these things. This is like free marketing for us. And then we have to make our noise to be heard. And every single small act, commenting, sharing, liking, whatever, like it makes a huge difference because there's so many of us and it gets multiplied. And we have to do it now, guys. Now or never. There's so many friends of mine asking, oh, why Pushchain is not going up? Or what's going on with this crypto thing? It's not moving much. And I'm like, do you do much? Like, what do you do? What can I do? Some of them say like, there's so many things you can do, like participate, support, anything.
Yep, I agree, man. Right now is the time to be screaming the top of our lungs. I mean, a lot of, like, to your point, a lot of the guys who, oh, it's not going up. Like, okay, like, but look, it went up here. You can actually point to, at least you could point to times now in the last year and a half, whatever, but now where we have gone up. I mean, like, look, it has life. It's going to again. In fact, this is opportunity right now. Would you rather buy, when you go to the store and you're shopping, you buy stuff that's on sale, or do you buy stuff that's full price? Well, usually at the store you buy stuff on sale. That's the mentality, right? But for some reason in crypto, people think the opposite. Like, they want to come and buy when something's pumping and it's green and it's no longer said, like, look, it pumped here, it's got life, it's going to happen again. The market cycle is far from over. It pumped hard here, it's going to do it again. This is dropping the ball 80% down, 75% down, 60% off. It's on sale. So that's how I like to explain it to them.
What's cool too is I really, on our mastermind call the other night, I really meant this. I feel like at this point now we're creating the narrative, and we had that calculator that Crypto Kong was working through on price predictions.
That was a fun experiment.
That was a fun experiment. And all it takes is injections of liquidity to come in and pump things. So I was amazed at how little can pump certain coins. And I mean, that's what we have to look forward to, is price discovery. That's exciting. Again, we didn't know how low it could go, and we don't know how high it can go. And we've gone through the lowest of the lows, and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, we have definitely gone lower than I could ever possibly imagine, and it could go lower. I mean, like, I'm leaving that option open in my head. Like, I want to leave that door open. I don't want to, like, I'm with you, Frank.
Yeah,
but there is, like, a sniper. He's bearish right now. Not that it means it's going to happen. I think he's the only one I know that's really bearish, but he was bullish. Weird. He was so bullish. Had all these charts showing Hex going to, like, Impulse Hex going to freaking moon, and now he's like, oh, it's going to go lower. All right, I don't know. But with the presidential election right around the corner, dude, like, in the course of court, I think the court date's kind of a mood point. Besides why the rumors sell the news. But man, with the election right around the corner, man, dude, like, I don't know. Dude, like, Bitcoin's breaking these levels, and I personally don't see it myself going lower too, Frank. So I'm there with you.
It's Fast Abdul Wonka.
Oh, we got the Wonka Fast Abdul. You got a mushroom back there, bro. Don't eat that while we're on stream. You might get funky.
Deal. I changed the background and fix the audio. It's good now.
It's good now. All right. What's the good word, man? How you doing? What's going on with you?
Good. I've been pretty busy. I got some real estate stuff going on personally, and
Good.
of course, we got some crypto stuff going on with building and all that. So it's
You got a lot of that going on.
yeah. So
What's
it's 12 hours.
What's
a
the
day for sure.
word of bribes? Like I want when's that? Do we have any updates on that? When the bribe protocol might fruition?
Yep, we're ticking right along on that. Of course, it's built on top of 2FUCS and possibly some other protocols. The bottom line is that the development's probably going to be done 2-3 weeks, and then we'll be doing some testing. I expect to see it before Christmas, but that's not a guarantee. And we have some concepts for how it's going to work. There's actually going to be a bribe token, and that token is going to have a gauge pool with 2FUCS. You'll have like a 50-50 2FUCS bribe token pool, and the revenue from the bribe protocol, which is going to be only in probably 3 tokens, likely Pulse, 2FUCS tokens, and a stablecoin, USDC, that will all go to that pool as bonus yield, right? So it'll be a gauge pool that will, like our incentivized pool, it's going to pay you FUCS and 2FUCS tokens, but then it's also going to pay you any revenue derived from the bribe protocol.
Oh, shit. I want to be in that pool.
It's going to be awesome.
What's the name of the pool?
The pool does not exist yet, so there's no name, but I suspect bribe will be in the name. I'll be very public about that. Don't worry. The other big addition that Yellow Cake and I are figuring out is, in order to acquire the bribe token, we're going to make a scenario where you have to burn 2FUCS tokens.
Check.
Oh, let's go.
So,
yes.
And that will be the only way to get it.
That's an excellent decision, because get rid of some of that inflation and pump the token.
Totally. So if we can make 2FUCS be at least temporarily deflationary, and it is not inflationary in that there is a set quantity, but there's more that comes out over the course of 6 years.
Right.
But if we can make the burning 2FUCS the only way you can get the bribe token, and then to get the revenue from the bribe token, you have to participate in a pool that's 50% bribe token, 50% 2FUCS. It creates like multiple use cases for the 2FUCS token, which already has many use cases. So the revenue potential of 2FUCS in the bribe pool is huge. The revenue potential of the bribe token potentially could be huge. These are just my personal opinions, not financial advice, but I think this could be one of the top paying pools on FUCS and 2FUCS if we do it right. And I think it could, we're sort of at a moment here that's likely the bottom for the 2FUCS token, because we had all the people, the first lockers just got their unlocked. It's their first possible option to sell. And so some people have been selling. But in my opinion only, I think we're close to seeing the bottom, because the people who are out, who wanted to get out, they had their chance, right? And then then there's new people coming in. The people who are already in, who are staying in, are buying more. And we're going to see a scenario where we're adding huge extra utility and revenue to the 2FUCS token. One, because of this bribe pool, where you can make more, you make more money if you're participating there potentially. But two, and probably possibly the bigger financial hook for people who are participating with the 2FUCS token, is those are the only ones who will be able to get actual bribes for their votes, right? So if you have locked 2FUCS tokens so that you can vote on the pools on FUCS, then you'll be able to take a bribe for those votes if you like the bribes on offer and you like where that vote is going for with those bribes, which you'll be able to see. So the revenue for the 2FUCS token, which is as a locker, it doesn't pay you that much, pays a little bit, but that will probably go up multiples, like 10x of what it's currently paying if you're taking bribes as your form of voting. Whereas the prime 2FUCS token, well, that one pays excellent revenue, like 90% with single-sided staking with no lock. So that's kind of the revenue token, but that equilibrium might change where we have the utility token and the revenue token. Well, the utility token is going to start paying serious revenue if you're participating with the bribe protocol.
In the bribes, right. That's going to be fun, bro. That's exciting. You're thinking roughly Christmas-ish? If
I think before, like I think November is definitively possible. It wouldn't be outlandish to say it would come out in November, but we might have a scenario where we're able to offer the bribe token and the $2 burn and the gauge pool slightly before people are actually able to take bribes, right? Since that bribe token itself is
a different utility kind.
Yeah, the bribe token doesn't do anything. It'll just be a PRC20 token. So it's not like it wouldn't be hard for us to make it. I just want to, I'll just want to get the tokenomics right and make sure it's bribery is imminent. I don't want it to be a 6 month thing. I want it to be a 1 month thing where maybe you get into that pool, start earning some revenue because it would be likely a gauge pool with 2 Fux and Fux tokens, and then you could, as soon as the bribes come out, you could start taking bribes with your locked 2 Fux tokens.
Yeah, super, super cool, man. I'm all about it, man. And we got Crypto 7. What's up, bro? Thank you. Appreciate you joining us today. If you guys aren't watching Crypto 7, go over there and subscribe. He's got an awesome show, and he's got 7G coming out soon, which I am participating in. I'm part of that. So maybe we'll see a 7G pool over on 2 Fux. I don't know.
That could be a thing. Yeah, I need to learn more about the 7G. What's the background there, dude? Can you share, or we are top secret?
So a little bit. I mean, he has a white paper ish that you can go read. Feel free to put in the chat, Crypto 7, if you want any information about 7G. And from my understanding, it's just a coin that he's using to onboard through he's part of the racing horses community, which is crazy. Like he races horses, his daughters, they do those stunts where they're jumping over things and all that. And some of these guys are breaking their freaking, backs. It's crazy. Yeah. But in that sport, there's a lot of money. There's a shit ton of money. Those horses, I mean, they cost like $1 million. It's like the real estate community. So he's bridging the communities with using the 7G token, bringing them to the Pulse chain. So yeah, it's really cool stuff he's got going on there. But if he drops, feel free to drop it, Crypto 7, any information you want to drive people, including passive dual to go about it, be great. So
yeah, but something like that would lend itself well to having a yield farm on 2 Fux, right? Because you'd have this community, they'd have all these tokens. And if the token doesn't have any innate utility, you can add utility by putting it in a farm with another token like Pulse, for example. So you'd have like an 80-20 7G Pulse farm where it was 80% 7G and 20% Pulse. That would serve as perhaps the main liquidity pool. And then if people participated, what if it paid 50% APR, right? Like it's another reason for some people to hold. It's not the reason everyone needs. Some people are looking at different things. But there's an opportunity with Fux and 2 Fux with the novel way the liquidity works. If you have 80% one token and only 20% another, you're less likely to suffer as much in permanent loss if the one that is 80% of the pool goes up and the one that is 20% of the pool doesn't go up as much. Versus a 50-50 pool where the impermanent loss would be amplified just like proportionately.
Which is why I've always loved Fux for my liquidity providing. Hey, the big question today is that velvet.
It is indeed red velvet. Yeah, thank you.
Will you be wearing for Halloween too?
Excuse me, I missed that.
Are you gonna be wearing that for Halloween too?
It is inspired by Willy Wonka, so that it would be applicable. But as you know, I have multiple other outfits. I have a lot of choices, more than most.
Yeah, you do. That is a good point. I've seen a wide variety of stuff coming from you. Crypto Ethos says, "You sexy bee." Oh man, this is getting too awkward. So what's up, Sprack Burger? How are we doing over there?
Hey, what's up, Corey? Can you guys hear me okay?
Going on, man? Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Just having a good time watching prices go up.
So you following Pip Sniper at all? I like him. He's a good TA guy. He's got his own community. Pip Sniper.
Pip.
He's a trader.
Oh,
yeah, he's a big. Okay. Well, he's bearish right now, and he's been pretty active. A lot of calls, and he's very bearish, and he's does all that advanced TA stuff that I don't get
Mhm.
or understand, which is fine.
Yeah.
Where do you? I would love to know your thoughts on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and of course the course. Just like a couple minutes on each, talking about like where you see the charts, where they going. Just give us a little bit of some input on
Um,
it.
so so you said Bitcoin. I guess we could start there. So
Yeah.
what the market is doing is the market is pricing in a Trump victory. And so
Mm.
markets are always forward looking. So they're already putting their chips on the table, so to speak, uh, anticipating a Trump win because of those differences in the poly markets and how he's doing well in those poly markets. However, uh, it could be a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event. So in that kind of sense, I would be cautious. I would be cautious. Uh, However, I'm optimistically bullish long term because of how we've broken through a lot of the technical channels that we've been in for a long time. I do think we get a little bit of a cool off, like a little bit of a pullback, but
Okay.
it's not good. It's going to be a higher low, and we're going to continue to trend up. So, markets don't like uncertainty. And I think that's one of the reasons why we had this sideways chop for, 6 months or whatever.
Or yeah.
And yeah, for a long time actually, since May. But now going into the election, I think the markets are seeming optimistic, and the more that the opponents talk and and sort of lose their ground, and we kind of start to see the the winner, the outcome be more clear, then the markets could start to position themselves. And you're seeing it in the stock market. You're seeing it in Bitcoin and other
That
assets.
means as we're kind of inching closer here, we have 13 days, or what is it? Do you guys know? I know for my own.
That's November 5th. Remember? So
November
yeah,
5th, today, October 18th.
yeah, a couple weeks.
Either way,
Couple.
yeah, a couple weeks. So as we're inching closer here in these couple weeks, we really see markets. I mean, if they, if we think what we think's going to happen, we can really see
Mhm.
markets take off like crazy. Basically
Correct.
basically front running the election.
Yeah, and like I said, it could be expect volatility during
Sure.
the election
In
night, like
crypto?
the
No, there's volatility in crypto. Go ahead.
well, I mean, on that day, on the election night, as
Oh, right.
as the states are starting to like report their outcomes, and then you start like that whole night is going to be people staying up kind of late and waiting for like ballot votes to count and stuff like that. And so during that time, you're going to see a lot of volatility in Bitcoin and assets, especially like on the
Oh,
shorter time frames, like the 4 hour, 1 hour, that kind of thing. So a lot of trading activity. So I wouldn't be trading during that time. I would be sort of looking at what the market is doing, and if you look at like how people have been positioned, uh, let's say you bought during the summer and the market is up 60% or 40%, whatever it is, you can
sure.
anticipate the larger money, the larger position players taking a little bit of profit during those peaks, because you need the exit liquidity. You need the exit liquidity. And you're only going to get it when you have these late participants starting to buy in the frenzy and get caught up in the emotion and say,
Mm.
oh my God, it's going up, it's going up, it's going up. And I'm not saying I know what's going to happen. I just know what I would do if I was a large asset manager is I would have been buying the whole summer dips and waiting for this event to cash a little bit of that profit. And then, you know, a lot of these guys have to do this because each quarter they have earnings and each quarter they have to
Yeah.
make their bonuses and keep
They
their
have to
jobs.
mitigate risk.
Yeah. So I always think like a large player. I always think of what I would do if I had a large amount of capital, and if you have that much risk and you need some of that exit liquidity and you need some of that to take some of that profit, and then the market can cool off again a little bit, and then into Q4 and into the Christmas rally, you'll see it sort of have another run up in anticipation
Okay.
of whatever you want to call it. At that point, there's no more political uncertainty. We know where we're
Yeah.
at. If
People are
and you know
happy
what,
for the holidays.
I'm bullish either way. Like even my position's kind of like I don't care because it's like where's the football going? Okay, that's where I need to be. And
Yeah.
I think I'm bullish either way in two senses. If we get a Trump victory, you're going to see asset prices start to go up, and that's because the market looks at Trump as kind of a he's going to pump the business cycle and he's good. It's good for business. It's good for businesses. And then the opposite is with Kamala, where they're like, oh, okay, she's going to create more social programs and she's going to take money away from businesses and give them to other people. The nuance in the background is how's she going to do that? Well, they're going to print more money. So in both of those situations, your assets go up. So either way, I'm bullish long term because if it's like these are the life decks on the Titanic, and you're just kind of buying them and sort of putting them on the side. And if they want to crash the dollar and they want to destroy the value of American people, then again, I have to remove my personal feelings aside when I'm trading. Again,
that.
something that 90% of markets don't do.
Yep. How about do you see in the tea leaves for Pulse Chain, Pulse X, Hex? Do the charts tell you, or the TA saying that we are bullish here going into the next month or two? Do you see a reversal happening? Do you see an all-time new low happening? What are your thoughts there?
I think we have like Hex, Pulse X. I think we have a cool off period coming up. Reason being is that the court case is coming, and it's a dismissal, right? It's a motion to dismiss. So
yeah, it's not the actual case.
It's not the actual court case, and so people are kind of front running that. I think that, and this is just my opinion, I don't know, but I think that they're not going to dismiss the case. I think they're gonna go through with it, and rightfully so. I think the judge is gonna. You kind of want them to, because that means that they're interested. That means that they're paying attention. That means that they want to learn and they want to know what's happening. They did the same thing with the Coinbase case. They did not dismiss that case. They went through with it and they said, no, this issue is too important. There's too many moving parts. There's too many players involved for us to dismiss or to, we're going to go through with this and we're going to hear both sides. And so, in my opinion, I think they will not dismiss the case. I think that they will set a actual court date, and the market could react negatively to that. But I would just be waiting for a pullback, and there's some kind of price levels that I'd be looking to get back in, and that would be like your higher low on some of the assets like Pulse. Yeah. So again, short term bearish. Yeah, short term bearish, long term bullish.
Okay, I love it. You don't think we're going to go back down and make new lower lows, right? Or
no, I think the low's in, and I got knock on wood here, but I think the low was in. I think you had the chance. You had multiple chances to buy that low.
You did. Shit. Oh,
Yeah.
my
I
God.
made my purchases after the SEC FUD, so I'm
I
still
made a
kind
lot
of
there
like
too. I took a lot
I
there
made a
too, and I
bunch
took
of
a
them.
lot recently.
I brought my average down substantially. So I'm not buying yet. What I'm doing is I'm waiting for that pullback, because once I get
Okay.
that pullback, I get a confirmation entry, I get a higher low, I get a break of the long-term bearish market structure, which was like this wedge. And once I start seeing that higher low form and develop, then that gives me a lot more confidence to buy back in if I
Okay.
wanted to. Yeah, if I wanted to.
Yeah, yeah. It allows you to make a decision now. Like before, you're not the charts aren't allowing you to make a decision right now. You're just like, oh, I'm waiting. There's a decision to be made. It's just I'm waiting. When you get there,
Yeah,
you're like, oh, I get to make a decision now. What do I want to
yeah,
do? And that's the cool part.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I,
well,
I
keep us
never
in
know
the
what the
loop, bro.
market's gonna do.
I know when like I'm not. I mean, I'm learning Fibonacci's. I'm learning support and resistance. I'm learning this stuff, but it's still very, very amateur, right? Like I'm a very amateur TA guy, at
Well,
best amateur. And
yeah.
so,
I mean,
yeah,
the hardest part about TA um, is building your TA. And what I mean by that is like, it's a dark art. I think we talked about that before. Uh, Two guys in the room could be excellent traders, and they'll have like slightly different levels from each other, and they'll both be successful traders. But they'll just have like, you know, oh, I use the body. Oh, I use the wick. Oh, I use this. That's okay.
That's
As
why
long
I
as you're,
prefer dates rather than TA, because there's like you have a date on a calendar. It's like this happens on this day. You can
uh-huh,
plan for it. Whereas like with the technical analysis, like there you have to be a pro, and then there's like you say, there's varying opinions amongst pros about what's going to happen.
Mhm.
uh-huh,
And
uh-huh.
then like when you look at like the validity of the technical analysis, honestly, I very much question it in regards to anything other than like the major stock markets, Bitcoin or Ethereum. Like I feel like there's just not enough applicable data to work with a scientific method to determine, the technical analysis on a meme coin that's 3 months old. I don't feel strongly about it.
Yeah.
But you could try to at least kind of try to front run liquidity. I mean, like even Crypto 7 makes a great point. I love this. We won't make newer lows because Dogecoin, which is the OG, like that's like what every retailer and their mom knows about. Well, Doge and SHIB, right? Like it was last cycle. Doge is like, but that's the OG. And it's going up 25% a week. That's retail coming back. I agree with this. Like I totally agree with this because Dogecoin is a total like when I go back to Arizona and I'm talking to my buddies from working in the casino days back in, this is like 15 years ago. And those guys, I'm hanging out with those guys. This is all they know. Like they know, like, oh, what's Dogecoin doing right now? Like they literally, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other, there's some other ones they may or not know, but Dogecoin is definitely like on top of the mind. And I think it's a good point.
Dogecoin has actually a little bit of more clarity this cycle than it did on the last cycle. Last cycle, it was like you said, it was a lot of meme traders, and it was a lot of like you said, people just getting in because of the mimetic sort of aspects of Dogecoin. But Doge is actually running on the Trump ticket as well. And the reason, yeah, for
You
sure.
probably get a 10x there if you really wanted it. Wouldn't you agree? Not financial advice, of course.
Dogecoin might be the easiest 10x in the meme sector for this next bull run. And the reason is because of Elon's Department of Government Efficiency. And if Trump gets elected, Elon will be a
holy crap, that's a good point.
Some contributing member of his cabinet. He's not going to be a cabinet member, but he's going to be sort of an inactive participant, and he's going to pump that coin. So the market is kind of front running that right now, anticipating a Trump victory, and then they're anticipating a Elon participation in the administration. Also, Elon's rocket just went off and he caught it, and so again, Doge has a slightly different advantage now in this next coming cycle. So just something to pay attention to. Again, I'm neutral on everything. I set aside my emotions. Oh, it's a trash coin. Oh, it relies on Litecoin to validate because it doesn't have any of its own validators. You have to pay the Litecoin miners to pump up to secure the network, and so you're actually losing money on the Doge. But hey, again, set that aside. Even that, yeah, 60% of the wallets are controlled by 100 participants. So set that aside.
Shocking.
And, yeah, it's highly centralized. It's highly manipulated. It's all the negative things you could think of. The market doesn't care. So yeah, just set that aside.
How about Doge
Well,
Chain? Like there's DC token, Doge Chain.
Yeah.
It's like Doge adjacent. It's crap, but
Yeah.
like if Doge goes up a 10x, and it's already relatively up, something that was touching Doge, associated with Doge, but that hasn't pumped yet, that could be a good play.
Yeah, I'm actually bought something earlier this year when it finally during like a low point is the dog. Let me explain to you what the dog is. So the picture, the JPEG of the original Doge, the one that became a meme and then it became a coin and then it became a sort of a cultural phenomenon. The original picture that was taken by Kabosu, or the dog, the Japanese woman who had the dog. So this group of people, they paid her for the rights to that photo, and what they did was they created an NFT around that photo, and then they fractionalized it, and then they created a token. And so if you own the token, you own a piece of the original licensed photo of that meme of the dog. And what was funny, I bought it when the announcement came that the dog was sick. And the dog is already 15 years old.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And so the dog, unfortunately passed away this summer. And so now you can never recreate that picture anymore, ever again. And not only that, but the subject matter is deceased. And so a lot of this stuff goes back to how people trade scarcity and how people trade art and how people trade. And this is a cultural phenomenon that I'm kind of like I'm not judging it. Again, I'm remaining neutral because there's no reason why any of this stuff should have any value. But if the market says it does, I'm not going to argue with the market. So I bought a very small amount, like really tiny amount of this NFT, fractionalized NFT token, and I'm just going to leave it in the wallet and wait a very long time before anything happens. But if Doge goes on a run and the NFT season comes back, and so it's leverage upon leverage. So Doge is leverage on Bitcoin, and then this token is leverage on Doge, but it's also leverage on the NFT marketplace, which should come back. I don't know if it's going to come back the same way. I just know that it will likely do some sort of resurgence.
About the NFT marketplace, I'm bullish on copied NFTs that were when part of the full system state copy for Pulse Chain when it happened, that are like Ethereum blue chip NFTs that you can get for cheap on the Pulse Chain. Like I've been buying up off the Hocus Pocus Pulse Market website. I've been buying up Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs. And they're not a new version someone made for Pulse Chain. They're the copied ones from Ethereum, right? So there's only one of each on the Pulse Chain. I'm buying them for like 3 million Pulse, right? Some I bought for less. but like there's some that are up like on for sale for like 50 million Pulse. And if there is an NFT resurgence on Ethereum, I could
That's
see
interesting.
that being a thing. And it's not
Where are you
just
buying those?
Bitcoin.
Where are you buying those? Passable on Hocus Pocus, you said.
Yeah. Pulse Market is the site. Hocus Pocus is
I've been
the core team,
before.
and the revenue from that, like it largely is part of the Hocus Pocus ecosystem. But
That's
the
interesting.
the NFTs are there, and you can buy them, and they are the real thing. So like I'm not putting 50 grand into it, but like if I take yield
Right.
on some yield farm, and I roll in like $300 and buy like 10
It's
NFTs,
rolling the dice.
yeah, see what happens. And it's to me that feels like you have like communities who do NFTs who can come out with like 1,000 NFTs a week, right? And there's no limit on it, there's no cap on it. But like these copied Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs on the Pulse chain, there will never be other copied Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs on the Pulse chain. In fact, they potentially are quite a bit more rare than Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs on Ethereum, where they could make more. They can never make more on the Pulse chain unless they move to the Pulse chain. I don't see that likely to happen. And they're these OG, like original blue chip ones from Ethereum, like it's these. I think these would be the ones that people would go after. So do I think they're going to be whatever they were on Ethereum one day, like $1 million each? Like no, but like if I can buy them for like $40, do I think they're going to be $400 one day?
Right.
I feel like that's possible. I'm willing to take the risk on that. That like, is there a 10x there? Is there a 100x there? Like if I can buy it for $30, if I catch a really cheap one, could it one day be $3,000?
Well, you just dropped like the biggest alpha fucking today, dude. That I don't know if we should have did that on the stream.
No, I'm going to agree with that.
This is awesome, guys. Man,
I'm going to agree with that 100%. I got to agree with that. And again, the Bored Apes
fire my computer right now.
It's leverage on Pulse. So if Pulse ends up doing really, really well, okay, if Pulse ends up overperforming, especially against like Ethereum, especially against like Solana,
right,
you will see these assets, like the blue chip assets that came over from Ethereum, are going to skyrocket. Okay, like not financial advice, but that's people are going to say, oh, I can get a nearly identical version of this product that's trading for 1,000 times less over here on this other chain, and it's the same code. It's the same code. So it's hosted on an IPFS server. So
unlike something like a utility token, like people are buying up, like they're speculating on copied Maker tokens or Aave tokens, but like they're never going to be able to do anything. But like an NFT that's a picture of a monkey is still a picture of a monkey. Utility maintained.
Right. And who knows, maybe Yuga Labs says, holy shit, there's all of this value on this other chain. What we're going to do is we're just going to turn on the RPC settings so that these guys could come in and play. And your JPEG may maybe it has like a purple like background or something. I don't know. They could do something like that.
That'd be insane. Can you imagine like if all of a sudden like Bored Ape Yacht Club declared we support Pulse Chain? And I think if they saw momentum, and of course all the guys who had them, I'm sure their team has many who had them on Ethereum, received the copies on Pulse Chain. So they have them. Right. So they'd be incentivized to pump them if they could. And I think when they hit like $3,000 each, so it starts to be real money. Like they're not going to, an outfit like that's not going to come over to sell $50 NFTs. But if they were $3,000 NFTs and they turned on the faucet and they would become $30,000 NFTs, that would be something they might do. Not speaking for them and not financial advice, but like, people like money. I could see that.
I'm also just another bullish case for like Pulse Chain and Hex and stuff. It's starting to show up everywhere. Like even the guys that don't like the coin, don't like the ecosystem, like when they pop up their crypto bubbles and they're talking about all their shit coins and stuff, like there's this big giant Hex bubble, behind their head. And
yes, I've seen that.
And you can't unsee that. And then what's going to happen is going to show once, it's going to show up twice, it's going to show up 3, 5, 7 times. And what does Corey say about the seventh time? Okay, I got to take a look at this, right? So
It won't be the same place. You're going to see it all over, right? Which
and
is
then
kind
they're
of
going to say,
too.
at that point, it'll be like, hey, these guys are onto something. And then they'll start like, jumping onto that bandwagon. And what are they going to say? Oh, it's still cheap, because they want other people to get in. And you know what? A lot of these guys, they may not tell you, but they sacrificed too. And
Right.
and so they have some skin in the game, but again, the clarity of the court case, I think, is setting up for something quite extraordinary. And I'm careful, like trying to not to be too bullish on this, but if Richard wins the case, which I think he can, again, the cult narrative is so strong on this cycle. Not only memes, not only cats or dogs or frogs or all this bullshit, but ideas, principles, ethos, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of assembly, freedom of choice, freedom to transact, self-sovereignty, delayed gratification. Like, all of these principles are based off of like just the most advanced societies that ever existed in human civilization. And if you look at the American politics, or how we were set up, it was based on that. It was based on freedom of speech, based on freedom of assembly, based on, like being a self-sovereign individual. And so if the cult sort of narrative continues and it migrates to ideas and these and ethos, and then you got this champion who spent the last 4 years fighting for that, I think it's going to be very easy for people to identify with it and to get behind it. So yeah, I'm very bullish in that sense.
You're buying some NFTs over there, where you Corey?
Yeah, I got to the place where I need to go now, and I've seen it. Yeah, man. I mean, and I'm sure these are listed all the time, right?
Yeah. And there's not that many for sale. You can check other places too, but that seems to be the best place. I think that is the best NFT market on the Pulse chain. But the other one on there is there's Bored Ape Mutant Yacht Club, which is another, like part of the same outfit. And those seem to be performing well as well. And then I think what was the other big one? You guys, NFTs on Ethereum, what was it? Pudgy Penguins? I've been thinking about that, but I haven't done it.
For that. Yeah.
Yeah, we might try to find those somewhere. But yeah, I'll have to think about look into NFTs more, because really, like, that's kind of like me saying Bored Ape Yacht Club is kind of like someone else saying Dogecoin, right? It's just like the one that if you're not into it. But that being said, since it's copied on the Pulse chain, I think it is that opportunity is closer to the ground level than it would be if you got into it on Ethereum right now.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on this, man. I mean, what was the other ones too? CryptoPunks?
CryptoPunks, yeah. Of course, they had to be around before the copies, before the full system state copy.
Like the first ones ever created. It was like the one before Bored Ape Yacht Clubs. So like that would be another one to look up and see if anyone's selling. What were some other really big ones back then? Yeah, Bored Ape Yacht Club, CryptoPunks. Remember Penguins? They hit off really huge. I wonder if I'm going to research it, because I bet we could find the data on like how much, what the floor price was, right? Of like the top 10 NFTs, last cycle. Like that would be your data that you'd want to follow to go in and start tracking some of these. And I mean, you might want to accumulate some of these for very cheap because like Board Ape Yacht Club, yeah, people know about it. They're selling for like anywhere from 3 million pulse up to like 40 million pulse. But I don't know, man. Something like the Penguins, like you said, if they're selling them on them, maybe they're you can get it for like $10.
Can you take a look at Stoner Cats? I know that Stoner Cats was the project that was launched by Ashton Kutcher. And
I remember that.
And the SEC went after them personally and created some kind of Wells notice and fined them. They had to destroy the project. So if there was a copy on Pulse Chain, it only exists on Pulse Chain. But I'm not sure what the dates are. It'd be good to know that.
Yeah, let's see if we can look it up here.
Look at the dates on that, because if it got copied over, then it only exists on Pulse Chain.
It would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
That would be super cool.
Yeah, this is like the alpha of the day, that's for sure, man.
I found something called Stoner Cats, but I don't know if it's the same or not, or if it's a Pulse Chain thing. I guess I could look at but it's on Pulse Market. If you look up Stoner Cats, there's a bunch there. There doesn't seem to be any for sale at the moment, but it's pulling them off the blockchain that they exist. I bet you they're the real ones.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be fascinating. Keep an eye on it for everybody. I mean, somebody who doesn't know what they got and they go and sell it.
Yeah, I can
never know. Well, cool, guys. Any parting words? I do got to hop off here in a second. I got to grab lunch. This is lunchtime for me. Any last parting words? I think that was like the freaking alpha of the week. Keeping an eye on some of these OG type NFT blue chips that had high ass floor prices. Yeah, I mean, because like you said, Fast Abdul, you pick one for $40 and you get a 10x and turn it to $400. I mean, shit, I do that all day long.
Could be a thing. Yeah,
that could be a thing. So I would do it all day long. Cool, man. Well, Fast Abdul, shill a little bit about your stuff, man. You got a lot of stuff going. Go ahead and do a little bit of a shill.
Okay, so 5-minute shill session. We got the 2FUX protocol that gives you more yield built on top of the FUX protocol. There's a good entry price right now because the first unlocks happen. People have their first chance to sell. Bribe token coming out soon, which will be a token that pays you revenue in a special pool on 2FUX that will have multiple revenue sources. You're getting paid in multiple tokens, probably including stable coins and Pulse, as well as FUX and 2FUX. So watch out for that. It's not out now. No, anybody tells you is a scammer. The FUX protocol, keep an eye on them. We're going to be doing something that I'm coining the refuxening soon. We're pushing to get on FUX on Deck Screener. We're going to have a whole new set of pools, like many new pools to cover many new communities. So things like PDI, what if they had a gauged incentivized pool on FUX? Titan X, like maybe even the Tang Gang, whether they want to or not, could have a gauged incentivized pool on FUX. And we're going to try to pull in more communities to the yield farming liquidity apparatus that we have on the Pulse chain with FUX and 2FUX working together.
I love it, man. I love it. Go ahead. I'm in the middle of buying an NFT. I am picking one up as we speak. Man, Fast Abdul, I'll tell you what. If I get 100x on this thing, man, I'll kick you back some.
Send you a postcard.
No bribes required.
All the way to Canada. Yeah, I'll give you a
Uber
prize,
Eats.
man.
Some Grubhub.
Yeah.
Very.
But my first one. There we go. Boom. In bag. Let's go.
Nice.
If I'm gonna hop off, grab lunch. Thank you so much for coming on, all you guys. Back, man, we always appreciate your TA and tea leaves. That's always, helps us make decisions. And Norbert, my man, as always, keep it real there. Hit that gym hard, bro. Don't go average. Don't go average, bro. That's average in is average out.
And my final message, just quickly, for everyone, seek what you can do for the blockchain. The content creators and the founders like Fast Abdul, don't seek what they can do for you, as the good old Kennedy was saying back in the day. He was using it for his country.
And if you guys missed the stream from yesterday, that was freaking fire. It was one of the best streams. We had a guy named Sergey on Shilligan. He wrote the book Unplugged. He's a freaking Hexakin and Pulsican, hardcore. He runs a kind of like an awakening type of events over in Peru. And if that's your thing, definitely hit him up. I'm going to be organizing what's called the I'm going to butcher the name. Hex Awakening in Peru is what we're going to do. And that'll be in March. So watch that, guys. It was an awesome stream. And guys, peace out and have a good Friday. This is Friday, guys. Go touch some freaking grass. Don't stare at the charts all day. Go out and touch some grass. And there's 244 of you watching. Please come over, smash the like, hit the subscribe. Appreciate it. It's going to help boost the algorithm to the stratosphere. And on that note, guys, peace.